Welcome back, quarantine listeners, work at home listeners, wherever you're at. Maybe you're out and about now, you're getting back to work. We appreciate you tuning in. This is Discussion Combustion, episode 051. That's 51 episodes in the books, back in the building. It's another solo episode. We're still not sure how we're going to run the guests just yet. We're taking our precautions. Still running the sanitizer, still wearing the mask when we need to.
We got it around.
It's here.
We got it around. I got my mask in my pocket.
It's here. It's off to the side. I got my sanitizer. We're playing it safe, guys. We're trying to play by the rules and abide by the CDC guidelines. The bans are lifted. We're starting to get into phase 2 of things, but we still got to take our precautions. So,
absolutely.
Ready to dive into this thing, man. And as always, Discussion Combustion is brought to you by Made CBD. Head on over to mountainmade.life for all of your crystal clear CBD products.
Absolutely. Mountain Made is a great company. They're based out of Colorado, but they're going to service you nationally. What they're doing is something that is important for people. It's a higher milligram dosage of CBD that's crystal clear. It's tablet form too. So this stuff is meant for active people. And for Memorial Day, they are doing a little discount, a little thing here. So if you spend $30, you'll get $5 off. Spend $60, you'll get $12 off your total purchase. Or if you spend $120, you'll get a total of $27 off.
That's some excellent savings, man. Definitely want to take advantage of that heading into the good old USA weekend of Memorial Day. That's the Build, Boost, Recover, the Puff, all the great products. This is a full spectrum puff product, guys, out there. Very hard to find. It's far and few between. It's a great product. It's starting to go nationwide. They ship nationwide, as you know. You've been following Mountain Made. The Recover, my personal favorite product to get a little bit of rest. A 25 milligram little Magnolia, sleepy time tablet form. Take that before nighttime. In the middle of the day, you're feeling sluggish. The Boost, I think
well, and actually the Boost today, because I had went without the Boost.
One?
Yeah, I went without it for a little bit of time, and so I took 2 off the bat. 10 milligrams is not too heavy. A little bit of electrolytes mixed in there, and I'll tell you, after not having it for a little bit, I actually did feel a little bit of it's a little bit of energy, kind of coming from the chest, where it's a feel good. And genuinely today, and so that was nice. I had a couple more before I came over here, feeling focused. The
Boost will definitely get you. It'll get you rolling, And of course, you want to start your day with the Build. The Build's always good for me, man. I'm having a little bit of back pain here recently.
Yeah.
Getting back, throwing groceries.
I bet.
Getting back into the thing. I'll take a Build in the morning. It will definitely ease some of that. It helps with anti-inflammatories, things like that. Kind of eases your pain.
Get rid of the aspirin, the ibuprofen.
Yeah, get rid of all that stuff, man. If you can substitute it with some crystal clear CBD tablets that Mountain Made has to offer, why not? Take advantage of their sales, guys. Head on over to mountainmade.life. Stock up on all this great product. While you're there, check out some workout programs. Check out some hashtag #GoLikeHell merchandise.
The merch.
The merch
is
man.
hot. They got good stuff.
They got good stuff. We need to start rocking some of those Go Like Hell hats, I feel like.
We got to get some DCPC gear up in here always as well too.
As always.
Maybe we could do a collab. You get a little Mountain Made thing on there. You get a little Wild Outdoor Adventures stamp, and you get a little DCPC stamp. It's like in the corner, like boom.
It'll start looking like a NASCAR sponsorship.
Product.
We're gonna have things just stamped all over that SOB.
Yeah, get your CBD mountainmade.life.
That's right, and be sure to follow them on Instagram and all social media platforms. Keep up with all the great things that the ambassadors are doing. You see the athletes all over the country pumping this stuff. Really cool to see Mountain Made doing what they're doing, helping provide medicine to people nationwide. They ship anywhere you want, guys. Whether you're in San Francisco or Boston, Massachusetts, you can have this great product not only on your shelves, but right there in your home to take every day.
Absolutely. Discussion Combustion, we are also brought to you by Wild Outdoor Adventures. That's WOA. You threw me. WA. Wild Outdoor Adventures, man.
That's right. That's WOAMEET.com.
There we go. We all get a little tongue twisted sometimes.
It happens. So, the quarantine's getting to us, guys. We're starting to lift these bounds. Head on over to WOAMEET.com. Sign up for free. Get ready to do some of these outdoor activities coming up. Over 90% of these activities are free unless there's added expenses.
Exactly.
Overnight stay, things of that nature. Maybe, if you're going to be doing, whitewater raft or something like that, you might have to pay for some of the, the safety fees, the equipment, things like that. But for the most part.
Yeah, if you're going on a hike, though, you can see what's out there, and you could do that for free. You could go browse the website for free, and you could also go on like hikes and things like that as well at no charge.
Yep, at no charge. So. Again, head on over, sign up for free. You can create a page. You can blog with others. A lot of people on there looking for people to connect with. They do have a worldwide reach. Although most of their activities do take place here in Colorado, you can certainly connect with others, talk about the outdoors, talk about some trails you might have hiked, talk about some gear that you would recommend to a friend. Hey, man, I'm using this backpack, or, I'm running these kind of hiking boots. Offering all kinds of great things for the teens, for the veterans. These guys have a lot of programs.
Absolutely. They're out there. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're wanting to blog about things, even just have normal day-to-day conversations, the website's designed for all that. Very user-friendly. They got some great videos on there that give you an idea also what they're about beyond what we're talking about today. And it's so if you're in Colorado, you're in the state, if you're planning on coming, just go ahead and hop on to WOAMEET.com and see everything that they have going on. See what you want to do. You could do it at no charge coming into the state or if you're here.
That's right. And they're also available on YouTube. You can check out some of the hikes they've already done, some of the trips they've done in the past, some of the things they offer, get a better feel for them. Wild Outdoor Adventures is less dreaming and more exploring.
Yeah, get out there. Enjoy the wild outdoors.
I'm ready, man.
I miss it.
I'm ready to do some camping. That's what I'm going to tell you. You know, there's so many bans right now on everything, right? The camping is one of those things where I'm like, I guess I understand campgrounds are somewhat, they're somewhat segregated, at a campground. You're at least 15, 20, 30 feet from the next camping site, in most cases where you have those
you have some room.
There's room, right? So you're social distance, but they're still not allowing it here at home just yet.
Well, how do you regulate that though? Like,
well,
how are you making sure that people are keeping a distance? What if you need 2 campsites in between now, or how do they put it together? Well, and then how the common area is dealt with.
I think that's one of the reasons why they're just all together saying, look, the only camping, as far as my knowledge right now, is on your own kind of land. If you own a lot of acreage or something like that, you're able to do camping there. But the bigger campgrounds, like where I went last year, what was the name of that place? Thunder Ridge or something like that down in Woodland Park. Okay. Those bigger campgrounds where they get a lot of, in and out traffic, I'm pretty sure you still can't reserve any spots till July.
I mean, that makes sense. My work recently announced that it'll probably be late summer before we consider going back to the office.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, so they're going to announce it on I think it was June 1st. They're going to try to have a plan together by then and take it from there.
So these guys want to have you back in office by end of summer. So what does that mean? Late August? Does that mean
early
September?
It's kind of play by ear right now because it's too soon to tell, and that's where everybody's at. Really, is it's just kind of too soon to tell. There's too many variables. And we're figuring it out. It takes time, and we're just in that limbo phase.
Yeah, I know everyone I talk to is like kind of in a different, boat. Yeah, just depending on what you do for a living, right? I was talking to my girlfriend. She works over there at ADP. They handle a little bit of finances and payroll, and they can do a lot of their duties at home, I guess, through all this. Yeah. But for the most part, it's an office-based position, which yours is, and a lot of others. These guys are used to being in offices, so same thing there. It's like, well, we just don't know yet. We're kind of exploring our options. My dad spent most of his career with Olin Mills, and then they went over to Life Touch. Life Touch merged with Shutterfly, and he was one of the furloughed he's been with them a long time. Yeah. He's been doing portrait photography, mostly church divisions, things of that nature, and with everything being shut down, that need for it just isn't there. So, I can see that, yeah. He was in a furloughed position, pushed out till like the end of June, they were saying, so he's not real sure what he's going to do yet. Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of uncertainty out there. There's a lot of questions. What's going to happen next? What's the plan? How are we going to do it? How do we get things normal back to? But we discussed this last week, and I think people are starting to say it more and more. It's a new normal, so it's not going to be the same. And so you just got to keep on learning, and you have to keep observing what's happening. And I think it's best that we all just take our time to just kind of be as calm as we can. We're almost in a position where we help out if we slow things down. Like you're going to have to wait in the lines now. Like we finally went out and ran an errand on Monday. I had Monday off. And so we went and did all this stuff. And that was my first time running errands since all this happened. And there was a line for everything out of the building. So you have to be patient. You have to be prepared for lines, even to get coffee. You have to be cognizant of others, just keep a little space, have that respect there until we can really figure it out. So since we have that opportunity, just take it to just kind of slow down. Yeah. and make this time better for ourselves, because could be a good self-growing time.
Do you think that people are going to learn like a little bit of patience from all this? Because I mean, we see, for the most part, when people are in a hurry, like buying a coffee or buying, in a donut shop or getting a bagel, something, like they're always like, oh, I'm in a hurry, this and that, get out of my way, this type of stuff. Do you think with all this that, and I'm not speaking for 100% of the population, but do you think like an overwhelming majority will take a step back and say, all right, this really opened our eyes to some things. We have to kind of, be careful here, keep our distance, take our time? Or do you think it's just people are just eager to go back to the way it was, like a light switch?
I mean, I would be hopeful. I would like to hope that there's over 60% of the population that understand what's happening and aren't eager to go back and are being patient. I could see how it would be easy to be frustrated right now, like being told like, hey, just kind of stay in your house and this and that. I could see how that could get frustrating, by all means. But, even if you're going out, just practice, safety and who knows who you're going to get sick right now. Like, we're still learning. That's the thing, is until we see the whole life cycle of it and we actually learn what's happening and find a way to interrupt the life cycle, then it's just going to keep repeating.
Well, and I know Dr. Falchi was saying yesterday, he's been one of the lead doctors on the coronavirus task force. He
has a raspy voice right now, right?
I'm not sure what his voice is like.
I forget his looks.
He's kind of a shorter guy. He's got a little bit of that salt and pepper look. Yeah.
Yeah. Glasses.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been kind of leading the charge on this, and he basically said, we're heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
But the models are predicting. There's so many different models saying these different things. I don't know how they come up with this data as far as what they project. Mm-hmm. They're saying, it's going to do like this kind of thing through 21,
kind of go
22.
up and down. Hopefully it's not too drastic.
Right. So, basically he was just advising, as he's done the whole time, that if states open up too quickly and you start allowing, I guess it's common sense, right? If you start allowing people to congregate again, this thing could spread rapidly once again.
When it's happened at protests that have happened, there's been protests and then you have a little increase or, a little increase in the cases. And that's should be understood by now. It's out there. It's a virus. It attaches to itself to replicate itself. Attaches to you to replicate itself, and so that's what it's going to do, is try to survive. And it's here, and it's not going to go anywhere. Nope. So it has to go through humanity at some point, or else hiding from this constantly and being fearful. Like, there's so many other side effects to that, and so I think it's good to step back into what you consider normal slowly and be aware, but you can't the human body is meant to overcome these things. It's meant to kind of have its own adaptability and way to overcome viruses. Like, it's meant to do that. So at one point you have to try to give it a chance. Or else, what are you going to do? Just always stay inside? Well,
that's like kind of we touched on this last week a little bit with our immune systems being a little bit compromised.
Yeah.
To, constantly being introduced to bacteria, different bacteria, viruses, common colds, things like that. The body needs to process that constantly. Mm-hmm. It has to have those things coming in and going out to build immunity, right? So with all this being taken away and all the sanitizing and all this kind of stuff, what kind of damage have we done to our immune systems? No one really knows.
Or how much stronger have we made germs? Because now the germs are trying to overcome that, and that's what they're wanting to do.
That's definitely,
or inherently do.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the theories is we're giving these viruses and all this shit a chance to become stronger and stronger. Superbugs, things like that. I don't know, man. It's the focal point and the talking point of everything right now. But
what's interesting though, because until you kind of start thinking about these things and just pondering the ideas, there is ignorance and bliss, of course, but at some point you gotta kind of try to digest some things so you're comfortable moving forward, because we can't just stay in one spot. We can't just stay in one place forever. The economy does need to get moving again. Like, I agree with a lot of these things. Like, how are all these small businesses going to overcome all the rent that they've had to pay with zero income?
Right.
So there's all these different questions, and it's going to affect a lot of things.
Yeah, and I was kind of talking with the guy the other day, and he asked me a direct question. He's like, "What's more important to you?" He says, "Is it your safety or is it your freedom?"
Yeah.
And for me,
Isn't that kind of both? Like,
Well, yeah, and I basically answered, well, I protect myself with the Second Amendment, so obviously my safety and freedom apply to both.
as of like 90 days ago.
Hey, man, I've had that amendment right for a long time.
I know. I'm interested as well. I mean, there's a respect that you have to have for a firearm, but they can be done right.
Absolutely.
And people can be very responsible. I'm pro Second Amendment.
That's good. That's good.
I mean, how could you not be if you're an American? I mean,
A lot of people are pretty anti, but and that's all well and good. People are entitled to their opinions, but so freedom or safety, he's kind of saying like, okay, so should we, because so many people are angry now. Like these politicians shouldn't be dictating what businesses can and can't be open, right? So you have that side of the argument versus the health officials saying, well, you can't. You just can't do it. But then we bring in like the essential side of it, right?
yeah.
My business, the grocery business, trucking. I've been at the gun range, which is considered essential. There was a lot of people packed into these places when they were, supposed to be social distancing and things like that. The store started limiting the amount of people that were coming in and out. But the fact remains is that you still have all these people piling in, versus a
waiting in the line. Like this guy, I stood in line at TJ's, Trader Joe's. It's quicker, TJ's, and the guy was standing like 2 feet behind me the whole time, and we're keeping distance for the people in front of us, but for some reason this guy behind me, it kept kind of bothering me. He was
right on your heels or what?
He wasn't right on my heels. Like if you can kind of get a picture, like maybe. Half my body, so like 3 feet, and they've said like 6 feet really
6 feet
is the distance.
Yeah.
And so 2 to 3 feet, if you're standing that close to somebody right now, you're going to piss people off. And people are irritable about this whole getting close to me.
People get weird.
About this whole getting close to me thing.
Oh, yeah, people get weird.
They don't want any of it.
I see it in the grocery biz all the time. I got my mask on. We have a certain direction that we have to go down, and I'll be doing my thing, and then someone comes up next to me, and you can just kind of see them. They're just like doing this whole number, just constantly just keeping an eye on what's going on. Like, don't get too close to me.
Really, they're breaking the neck. Like, where's he? What's he doing?
They hear
what's
something. They get a little bit shook.
Oh man, I mean, I'm going on walks, and I think I mentioned this though. Like, I'll veer off to the side still. Give people their space if I see them down the block, and people have waited for my girlfriend and I to pass as well because we go on a ton of walks together, which is very healthy to do. I highly suggest doing that because it's kind of like a mini vacation. If you're always hanging out in the house, this is now becoming a new norm. And then you leave, it's like, oh, look at this outdoor world. It's so amazing and beautiful.
Well, yeah, because you're stuck indoors doing work.
Yeah, I'm working during the day. We're both working. Her company did get hit with some furloughs. It's an accounting firm. They got hit with some furloughs and pay deductions. And unfortunately, my girlfriend is super important there. And so she kept her job and with minimal impact and is kicking ass over there. So we're fortunate to both be working, man, for sure, from home.
Yeah, that's very fortunate. We're looking at over 30 million now on unemployment here at home in the States.
That's a lot.
So definitely, I was just talking about this with my boss today. He's like, man, can never be too grateful for being in this business. For a long time, we've always known, that this is an essential business. People always need to eat.
Yeah.
So, I'm going on 16, 17 years I've been in this grocery biz. And it was always one of those things like, well, people always need to eat. And it really shined during this time. The fact of how essential, we are to the food chain flowing properly.
That's true.
And getting distribution. And then obviously looking at what you guys do, moving freight from New Orleans to Colorado or wherever.
All over the place, man.
You're getting product around. Truck drivers, all these guys, they keep things running. But I will tell you this, man, the meat.
Thank you to all the drivers out there, man. I gotta interrupt that really quick because if all the drivers out there that are out there trucking and doing PPE properly and doing things right out there, like they're making things happen in this country.
Truckers, man. So
thank you out to the truckers. I just have to say that one time.
Hats off, Jim the trucker. You're doing your part, man. We love you. But yeah, I mean, it's a crazy time.
It is.
And for the first time in all these years I've been doing grocery, it's died down a little bit, but we had so many people thanking us constantly.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, they were just like, just being nice about it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for putting, you guys are doing your part, stuff like that. And That's the only time I've ever been thanked for doing what I do.
So I would say then I feel like overall, I said 60% about in that range. I think more people are going to come out of this a little bit kinder and a little more patient with each other.
You think?
I hope.
I mean, that's definitely being hopeful. I still fear that there's just so many. We're Americans, right? We love our freedom. We love doing this, that, and the other. And this is a global thing, right? So I'm just speaking for here, at home. But I still feel like people are waiting for, okay, no more masks, no more, and it's just not going to be that way. I mean, Dr. Fauci went on. Is it Falchi or Fucci? I don't know.
Fauci,
Fauci or Falchi. It's one of those. I'm not really sure to pronounce it. I'm not a expert.
A linguist?
Yeah.
No, that's not the right word.
No, I'm not. I don't know, but the fact remains.
A linguist expert.
Yeah, I'm not a linguist expert, I don't think. But he went on record, and this is what really shook me, is when he said that we will not be able to shake hands ever again.
Oh, well,
not that we'll never be able to. He says it's highly unrecommended.
I mean, I could see that, and people are definitely a little, they're a little frustrated about this whole, everyone's a little frustrated, and looking at shaking hands and how that all went prior to this is going to be affected. So what do you do? Do you do a foot tap, or do you just bow, or how do you handle it?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of ways, like we were doing last week. We were doing our social distance high fives.
Yeah, we still haven't touched.
No, we still haven't.
I used to hug my friends, and I know you don't like it the best, but
it makes me a little bit uncomfortable.
I want to give you a hug, man.
It it hasn't happened.
Well,
rightfully so. We're
looking forward to the day.
We're taking our precautions, Art. We're trying to do our part here. We're back in the studio. We got to be safe.
Exactly.
Can't be doing hugs now.
No hugging in the studio. No hugging in the studio. I mean, I feel like if I'm sick, then I've already defeated it. So you might as well try to it's just confusing times. So what happened, man, is last week I was talking about how I thought I did my hair well.
Okay.
I was talking about how I did this cut for myself, and it was all right. It was all right. But as it's grown in a little bit more in the back, and I don't really want to show it off, but I'll tell you, man, there's some missed product that's supposed to be shipped, and it's sitting on the back of my head.
So you got a little bit of extra?
Yeah.
Do you have
the layering isn't
spoiler?
The layering isn't good, after it grew in just a couple extra days. That's why I'm sporting the hat today. So I had to simmer down a little bit, because last week I was talking about how my haircut was all this and that, and it didn't quite turn. It doesn't. It doesn't
look terrible.
I mean the back. You should. It is. It's bad.
I don't know. Let me take another. Let me see that.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, dude. Honestly, I think you're seeing it from such an angle.
Well, no, if because I have it all combed down right now.
Okay.
If the hair's wild and free like it should be, it's a no-go.
Yeah, I mean, I've been, pretty fortunate to get taken care of. My hair, I've been wearing a hat because I wear my hair all day, and it kind of gets worn down. But
wear my hair all day? Well, do you wear it at night too?
Well, I like to style it a certain way at work,
Yeah.
And then work happened all day, and so I
wear my hair.
Yeah, wear my hair, and then I come over here, so I throw a hat on.
Funny.
But point being, I've been pretty fortunate to maintain good cuts. And now the salons are back open in the Denver area, I believe.
Yeah, I saw people sitting in salons today getting their feet done and getting nails done. And the salon lady, proper PPE, and had the face guard as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she was in there like everything but completely dressed like she was in a hospital.
Some people get pretty wild with it, and rightfully so. They got to do their part.
Yeah.
The restrictions are pretty intense right now. Did you see? So Mother's Day was this past Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. In case we missed you.
Love you, Ma.
Yep, you guys are gotta love the moms, man.
Yeah.
I love my mama.
I did some yard work for my mom.
That's good.
Yeah.
I gave my mom a call. I've been trying to keep my distance from her a little bit, being that I am in the grocery biz. I don't, and she's high risk.
Yeah.
So I haven't really been able to see her, but love you, Mom. Thanks for supporting us and all you do. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there doing your thing. It's pretty cool. So, but anyway, going back to Mother's Day. So here in Colorado, the Douglas County, like I was talking about where I live,
yeah,
they lifted the bans pretty early. much earlier than the rest of the state. And
Okay.
there's this little cafe down in Castle Rock that opened up. I don't know the name of it. You guys could probably search it. That had, I mean, they were packed
Cafe
wall
in Castle Rock
to wall
for Mother's Day.
for Mother's Day.
I think I heard about that actually.
And they just lost their license to serve.
Oof.
So I don't know if it was the Department of Health or whoever stepped in, basically said, look, you guys violated this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And they were shut down for at least 30 days.
Wow.
For at least 30 days.
Jeez.
So
I mean, you better just off to play by the rules. You know, they say it's a free country, but you know, you got to earn the right to do stuff.
you got, yeah, I mean,
It doesn't come all for free. You got to work for things.
yeah.
You know.
And literally nobody in there was wearing masks or doing any sort of PPE or social distancing.
Yeah.
Which, to each their own. I get that. Like, I understand people are like, let me make my own decisions. We are adults. We can figure it out.
That's the 40%. I feel like, you know, 60% of people. I feel like maybe that's too high of a number. Hopefully not. I mean, you're gonna always have. There's too many variations of human ideals. You know, so there's always going to be opposite thinkers. Always going to be opposite thinkers for sure.
You look at a place like New York City, though, one of the highly impacted areas,
Yeah.
New York, Jersey, that greater metro area, right? I was talking with my girlfriend about this last night. I was like, well, you know, she brought up a good point. She's like, well, you can remember a lot of the international travel that comes through New York City.
Yeah.
I mean, LAX too, but a lot of people coming in from Europe, you know, and a lot of these overseas places were coming through New York. So I'm just trying to figure out why it was so large in New York metro, but LA was, you know, LA still had a couple thousand cases, but it wasn't like New York City.
I mean, it's probably because it's, you know, the European travel.
It's got to be, right?
And it's a tourist destination.
Yeah.
You know, people want to go there. People want to check it out.
And it's a pretty big international hub. I mean, I remember back in January when you guys were out in Chicago for your
O'Hare.
Yeah, for your grandmother's you know, funeral.
Memorial, yeah.
R.I.P. You know, grandma there.
Joanne, love you.
Yep, for sure. I remember that's like when it was like, oh, the first case hit O'Hare, like when you guys were out there.
Well, as we were flying out, we were kind of realizing that, and Meredith knew the news of how O'Hare was one of the main hubs where they were bringing international flights in. So, and as we were sitting at our gate getting ready to leave, we saw one of those flights fly in, like from China. It was like one of those airlines.
Okay.
So we were kind of concerned about it, and then I went back to work, and we only have like 14 people in the office. It's a pretty small office, and you know, I kind of describe it, and I was feeling a little sick too.
Really?
You know? Yeah, just like a little cough or like kind of tired, you know, congestion. And
do you think you had the COVID?
I don't think it hit right there yet. You know, even though what they've said is like it's been around for a while. It's been
around longer than the alarming factor
exactly.
has been in place.
So it was already in play, which makes sense. And but then how do all these other people not have it that have been around then?
But see, it doesn't
know?
necessarily work that way. You know, from what I understand, I think it's possible I could have had it. I mean, I remember back in January, I did run a fever. I was coughing, doing all that kind of stuff. I slept it off. I felt better in like 48 hours. That literally could have been it.
It could have.
It could have also not been it.
That you could get a test though to see.
There is a test that they're saying is readily available now. Well, I don't know about readily available, but they're going to be able to test to see if you have had it.
Yeah, or if you have it. It's two different types of tests.
Or if you have it. So.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was listening to, the task force yesterday, or the day before, when Trump walked out of the press conference. I don't know if you saw that. It was kind of amusing, but he didn't handle that well, in my opinion.
I didn't see what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was doing a press conference on the amount of testing that we're doing.
Okay.
And I think he got a little bit bothered by one of the questions, and then he ended up walking away. But anyway, one of the points that was made during that was there's going to be about 3 million tests available per week is what they're projecting. About 3 million people can be tested weekly throughout the country. So, I mean, you can kind of do the math on that. But the other interesting point was, because someone brought up, okay, well, Mike Pence just tested negative for the coronavirus. Why is he in quarantine if he tested negative? And they're like, well, the interesting thing with that is, you know, he could have tested negative at the time of that test, but symptoms can take 2 to 14 days to show. So we're going to play it safe and have him in quarantine, not take any chances.
Okay, see, I've kind of, over the past couple weeks, because I was so dived into all of it, I was just paying attention. And I've just kind of, over the last like 2 weeks or a week and a half, just kind of stopped watching the news on it and just spent some time to relax and actually just hang out and and focus on watching a good movie or going on a walk or playing some games, and just because we know it's happening out there, like, maybe touch base once a week. I'll watch The Daily Show, John's
used to be Jon Stewart. He's gone now.
No, not sorry. I got it messed up there. It's the British guy.
No, you listened to Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Yeah, John Oliver.
He's pretty funny.
He's fun to watch. I like watching him.
He's got a good take on things. I mean, you could probably say he's an anti-Trump kind of guy.
I mean, there's so many things that happen on a regular basis. It almost seems like a normal just for things to be crazy, and it's not that presidential, and it's okay for people to call that out. It's not. I don't know, man. Politics is so, people get so heated about it.
People get heated.
I mean,
I used to be that way, man. I used to really care what other people's opinions were and how they voted. And then I realized, I'm like, it doesn't matter what you think necessarily. Of course it does. I mean, I feel like as long as you're out there casting your vote and doing your part as a citizen, I don't see an issue with it.
Yeah.
Believe what you want to believe. I don't necessarily want to disagree with you over at a barbecue or something like that. Because how many times have you been in a political disagreement with someone that's completely on the other side of what you're saying, and you're standing your ground over here? At what point do you guys go, okay, now I'm on your side or you're on my side? It doesn't usually happen, and I have no problem.
We got to meet in the middle or something, or
you got yeah. I mean, I have no problem discussing different opinions. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? But when it turns violent, I feel like, especially now more than ever, I feel like we're so divided. It's red versus blue. What team are you on? And attack each other.
Yeah, I mean, not even just that, but even there, I mean, there's still a lot of racism out there, and with that jogger that got shot and everything, in Georgia, I saw this video of the black militia was all outside of that guy's house, kind of hanging out, and they were all armed, but no violence happened that day. But it was just like, it's kind of crazy that racism is still very relevant. And you think about the 60s, everything, with social equality between ethnicities, and coming this far now, it's 60 years, no 80 years since this, either way, man.
60 years since 1960.
60 years. I had it right first. So, and it's still very relevant, and people. So there's just all these different questions about differences, and how do people understand the differences that they have, and find ways to find bridges. And that's the only way that, regardless if you have different opinions, and that's okay, but that's the only way that you're going to ever be able to bridge the gap, is to kind of understand it all still,
It's tough because a lot of people don't want to break on what they believe in. No matter how much factual evidence you put in front of them, I think a lot of people call it, cognitive dissonance or things like that, where it's, when you're so set in a specific mind frame or something that you were taught or something you have a passionate belief in, whatever that may be, literally anything that is, and then someone goes, well, here's some evidence that goes against that, they immediately become defensive. Yeah. That's kind of that cognitive dissonance approach to it. Like, I don't want to see that. I already know what I believe, kind of thing. And I think that's what you run into so many times when you do these political discussions, Yeah. I don't like doing it anymore. I really don't. I loved it when I first got hardcore into it, and I started understanding politics. Hell, at one time I thought about running for local Congress.
The battle never ends. That's why.
End.
The battle will never end.
Because the reality is, I still feel like, as much as I want to trust these elected officials to represent their constituents, I do want to believe that in the American government. I just don't feel like they always have our best interests in mind. The way that the judicial system in Congress was designed to handle your and my voice, right? They're elected officials to represent the constituents that we put there, right? We elected this gentleman here to go to Washington and fight for what we believe is the best for our county, our state, whatever, our geographic area. And then you talk about corporate lobbying and, a lot of these other things that impact the way they vote.
Some of that's true. I mean, some of that has to be true.
I think
it's there. I mean, lobbying exists.
Sure. So I don't know, man. I'm not an expert in any of it. I just know that I don't spend as much time getting involved in it as I once did. Yeah,
I think that's wise. I mean, it's just, if you want to dive deep into that and really just, you have to like express your opinion, you have to express like, and prove the other wrong, then you're just going to have a life full of tension constantly. Like, it's okay to have your opinion, and it's okay for other people to have their opinions, and, you know, be oneself, you know, like you don't have to influence other people.
Sure.
You know, that's like,
people are just so aggressive with it, man. It's like, you know, I remember, because I was always, you know, I never voted for Obama, right? So I was kind of but people automatically assumed, oh, you're a kind of a redneck racist Republican. It's like, no, that's not the case. And same goes for Trump. It's like, if you don't support Trump, oh, you're a snowflake liberal.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work that way. There's other options on the table, people.
There is.
It doesn't have to be so polarized, I feel like.
Yeah, and that's all the shades of gray, and those are there, and they're definitely always there. And the gray is like a great place to be, because, you know, if you're within that realm, then you can see all the different shades, and then life can be a little bit more tranquil. You know, take all this slowing down time to make things more tranquil for ourselves, you know?
I hope for the best, man. I really do.
So I put a couple dumb would you rathers together.
We did do that last week.
Yeah, I mean, you hit us with the one UK alligators.
Oh yeah,
or
that was kind of improvised on what we were talking about.
That was good though.
It was pretty good.
I like that one.
And for the record, I did do a little bit of research.
Yeah.
Since that, because we had
only in the zoos in the UK,
which I kind of was already wondering about. Our good boy from New Orleans there, down in the swamps, down there, Craig. He chimed in. He's like, there ain't no gators over there in the UK, but there is, but they're only confined to zoos. I mean, that would be like saying we have tigers here in America, which we do. They're just not wild.
Yeah, not native. Yeah.
All right, what do you got?
They may be some wild ones out there.
Oh, they're pretty wild. I mean, have you seen Tiger King and all that?
Oh, well, yeah, but no, there might be some ones.
Did we get into that Tiger King?
No, we didn't.
All right, we'll do that after the Would You Rathers, because I have a lot to say about that.
We could hear that. All right. So I have a food-based one here.
Okay.
Get ready for it. For all you vegetarian lovers out there, if you had to choose between broccoli or asparagus, which would it be?
That's a tough one, dude. I love both of those almost equal. I had steamed broccoli last night. I put a little bit of butter on it.
Yeah. Put some butter on it.
Yep. I like butter. Or like a cheese sauce on broccoli, dude.
Yeah.
But like roasted asparagus with a little bit of Parmesan. Oh, man. So I can only have one or the other?
Yeah.
I'll say this. Asparagus makes my urine stink, as it does everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love bacon-wrapped asparagus. Oh, that's a good one, man. That's a good one for green veggie fans.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I could go either way.
Because those are both really yummy.
I could really go either way. I'm going to go with asparagus, I think.
Really?
Yeah, because bacon wrapped broccoli I don't think works.
You need a protein in it?
I mean, I'm just saying that option's there.
Yeah.
I'll eat asparagus steamed, grilled, what have you, roasted, But broccoli is basically a steamed or, pretty much steamed or roasted option, I feel like.
Yeah, you could bake it. You could bake some broccoli.
So I'm going to go asparagus because I have a little bit more options. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm definitely going to go broccoli. I already know that. I mean, it's just with all the Asian food that I love.
Oh, yeah, beef and broccoli.
Yeah, like
I forgot about that.
Having broccoli and all that, like Alfredo with broccoli in it is so good.
Some good points.
I eat it more often than asparagus. I really like asparagus. I think it's delicious, but it's not as common for me. If I had to go favorite vegetable, I might go with a carrot.
Really, as a favorite?
I love carrots.
Carrots are pretty good.
I think they're yummy. They're refreshing, crunchy.
You know where I like carrots is not like the little rounded sticks, but I like the
full carrot.
The flat. No, like the flat, like ones you get with wings. You get like the carrot sticks and the celery sticks.
Yeah.
Not the baby carrots, not those little round things, but those.
They're like cut like a triangle.
Yeah, something like that. Those are pretty good. Carrot's your favorite vegetable, you think?
I think so.
Do you like carrot cake?
No, not really. Maybe growing up, I liked carrot cake, but that disappeared with age.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad, but it's not my go-to. I'm more of like a I was going to do a cupcake or muffin. Would you rather? But then I took that out and substituted it for the vegetable one.
That was a good one because that's a tough.
Now we're getting on cakes and stuff.
That's a tough one.
Here, let's keep moving, man.
All right, what do you got?
Okay, so This is an animal question. Would you prefer to be a chameleon, like one that's a lizard? I'm pretty sure that's in that class, or a snake? And any type of snake, I guess. You know.
So I mean, the chameleons can kind of blend in with their environment.
Yeah. So they have like the clamp hands. You know, they're like this, and they have the eyes that can go wherever.
Where snakes don't have great vision. They can smell real well, and they kind of know what's going on. They're definitely pretty good on the offense.
Yeah.
You know, they can defend themselves pretty well. They eat a lot of different shit depending on the snake. You know, some of them are venomous. Some of them can be pretty interrogating, you know.
Intimidating?
Yeah.
Interrogating snake?
Oh, I feel like a snake can interrogate you.
Interrogate you?
Oh, yeah, dude. If you run into a rattler on a trail, he's like, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep walking or are you going to try to take me out?
Feel you out?
You're going to interrogate you, I think, with his little rattler.
Fair enough.
I've never come face to face with a rattler in person. I
Yeah.
was just talking to my buddy Jeff in Texas about this the other day about snakes.
Yeah.
He owned a few. I had a red tail boa. You remember? Mm-hmm. You remember that thing?
I remember it bit you once.
It bit me and I got rid of it. So
that scared the crap out of me too.
It wasn't venomous, so that was nice. But so snake or
being a chameleon.
It's a tough one, dude. I think I'll probably go snake.
Yeah. What kind of snake?
There's a lot of snakes out there.
What kind though? Like where would you be?
I'd probably do. I don't know how aggressive I want to be. I think I want to be one of the docile snakes. You know, because like the Western Diamondbacks are like, fuck you. You come near me, I'm dumping your shit.
Yeah.
So I think I might do like a prairie rattler, or what are those ones we have here that eat all the shit?
Oh, garden snakes?
No.
The racer snakes with the stripes?
No.
Bull snake.
Yeah. Those guys are pretty chill. They look intimidating, but they're like, hey man, I'm just hanging out.
I'm just hanging out, eating some rodents and whatnot.
Eating rodents. So I'd probably be one of those.
Bull snake.
Although it seems
they get huge.
They get pretty big. And they look intimidating, but they're like, they're slow. But a chameleon would be kind of cool too, I think, because you could blend in with your environment.
Yeah, I'm going chameleon.
I figured you would.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick with snake then, because we've been, so far we're on opposite.
one for one. You know?
Yeah.
That's how it should be. I mean, do I need to give explanation why I would want to be a chameleon? You know, you're able to blend in. You're on the trees. You're looking every which way. They look kind of peaceful lives, you know. I don't know. It's because you don't have a human mentality, obviously. So you're just kind of there doing what that would do.
What your natural instincts drive you to do.
So I think chameleons are cooler than snakes, basically, is what I'm saying.
They're definitely unique.
Yeah.
Snakes are pretty widespread, and people are pretty scared of snakes.
Snakes are, chameleons are more fun for me to watch. Because snakes give me the... Kind of like spiders and snakes give me like, ah.
Do they kind of freak you out?
Yeah, give me a little bit of heebie.
The only thing I don't like about snakes is rattlers, because I don't trust them.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do? What else you got?
Well, the last one was a little bit more, on current events, obviously. I mean, would you rather the lockdown end right now, or would you prefer that they take more time and like kind of do it slow and play it by ear?
That's a loaded question because...
Yeah.
There's so many variables to it, like we just kind of touched on at the beginning of the show. Because if the lockdown ends right now, what does that mean? Does it mean is it just a light switch where you just go back to normal?
Well, I suppose people could still wear masks or what have you, but we're a free country, and if people want to do something the way they want to do it, then they have the availability to do that. Like, excuse me, right now stores are. If you don't have a mask, you're not allowed in. Things like that. So I don't know if that stays or not. There could be a lot of variables to that. But let's say open up the country, like, and within a week or two, like get a couple things figured out, or because I'm more on the side of just playing it by ear. I'm sure most people would probably know that's where my opinion would lie. Just taking the time with it and making sure that I'm being safe, because I don't want to get my loved ones sick, and I think that's a lot of people's motivation, is...
Yeah, it's tough, because I think I want to go back to that.
Yeah.
Right, have the country open.
And go to the bar and have a drink.
Go to the bar, have a drink. I want to be able to go back to NASCAR, do all the same. Of course, right?
Yeah.
We want to be able to do things. But is it going to cause a major outbreak again? We don't know. Nobody really knows. So I would say, based on my opinion, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm inconsiderate to those who are ill or have lost lives. I would like to go back to some form of normalcy where we can do the things we want to do and hopefully trust in each other that we're going to be safe while doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're really depending a lot on people's ability to care enough about other people's well-being. I mean, because that's what it kind of comes down to. But, man, who'd have thought that growing up, that dealing with a pandemic and, like, it's just wild to think. I mean, they're going to make movies on top of movies about this, man. And
there already was, too. Did you see, like, was it Netflix or one of those ones? Contagion, Outbreak. There's, like, all these movies that basically highlight, and these came out before.
Yeah, years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago. The 90s and
all these things.
Yeah.
And then basically when you watch that, which I haven't seen them all in great detail, but it's like, it's what's happening right now. It's become so, like I was thinking about this today at work. I was walking around ordering my store. And it's like everywhere I look, people are wearing a mask. Yeah. Right? Pretty normal. That's what we have to do.
It's kind of normal now.
But like now it's not even, it doesn't even, it's just normal. It's like seeing someone wearing a hat, It's just a part of the look now. I've become so used to seeing it. It's weird. And I guess I is that how it's going to be from now on? Do we just wear are you always going to see somebody wearing a mask?
I think yes. I mean, in Asia and China, due to air quality, you'd see a lot of people wearing masks out there. That was the norm for a very long time. It wasn't weird at all. And I feel like that culture is going to spread worldwide.
I saw an interesting
mask culture.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw an interesting take on the mask thing. And it showed a chain link fence, and then it showed someone wearing a mask. And it said, okay, so the mask is going to stop coronavirus, like this chain link fence is going to stop mosquitoes from coming through.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was an interesting perspective. However, I think the point, if I'm not mistaken, of wearing these masks is not necessarily to protect yourself from getting it. It's to protect others if you already have it to spreading it, right?
Well, I saw on Reddit, underneath their Cool Guides subreddit, I don't remember the percentages, but they had like a little graph thing where it was like wearing a mask, not wearing a mask, likelihood of getting it, this to that, wearing a mask while you have it versus if you don't have it, how likely that person is to get it. And so they like did everything to where they covered everything from no mask or everybody has masks, and it helps. Even if it helps a bit, not all the way, it still helps a bit. And the main reason why we want to do that is to slow down the flow of people going to the hospitals, because it was 3 million a week is what they said, right?
That's what they said.
I mean, so you can't have more than, but it's probably less. Let's say 1 million. So let's say like you can't have more than 1 million people getting sick weekly that need to get tested, or else then you have overflow and all these other issues. So I think that's the most important thing about wearing masks and stuff. Is it does help. It does slow down things a little bit. The corona is still going to have to spread amongst the human race. I mean, I think that absolutely.
It's going to have to take its toll.
It's going to have to go through it.
And it might come through again.
But it's okay if we slow it down, and so that way it's not quite as big as a number.
Sure.
That's the main reason for the mask, and that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it is, look, if I have to wear the mask to do my part and help this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, in my business, I have to. It's not optional. I have to wear it.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I'll do my part if it's really going to help the spread of this thing. If it's really doing that. I don't know if we've seen the numbers on mask versus not mask and how the spread works. Everybody's been quarantined, right? So the numbers are all over the place. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens as things open up. But, while everyone's been locked in watching Netflix and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you did see Tiger King then?
Yes. Yeah. Everybody has seen
Everyone's
that.
seen Tiger King, I think, except for my mother.
Yeah.
I talked to her and she's like, I'm not going to watch it because everyone else did. And I was like, I can respect that, Mom.
She's guilty, and he was overzealous. He could have been straight if he just did
Okay, so wait a minute. Let's.
Yeah.
So you're saying that Carol Baskin
she's guilty.
Killed her husband.
She's guilty.
That's what you're saying?
And he was just a little too over the top. If he could have mellowed out a little bit, he would have been all right.
Do you think, though? Because he did conspire to commit murder and he got charged on it.
No, that's what I'm saying. If he would have been more mellow and he wouldn't have been so overzealous about this hating her thing.
Oh, he hated her.
Yeah, if he would have just calmed down a bit, then he would have been just fine. And maybe if he would have just been a little more patient and calmer, then he could have delivered the proof to why she's guilty.
Well, but I mean,
you know, like
not that. Go ahead.
Focus that hate and really focus it in a direction. You know?
So you're basically saying that, because I mean, we all know what's what. Carol Baskin, fuck Carol Baskin, as
that was pretty good.
Joe Exotic would say, right? It's a theory that she murdered her husband. Does it seem legit? Sure. Most theories do. And she probably did. And she probably fed him to the tigers, right? And that's why once this documentary dropped, they opened an investigation into it.
Did they?
They reopened the investigation into the murder or the disappearance of this gentleman. I can't remember his name.
No, I didn't know any of this backstory follow-up since.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
The pre-document.
So
what happened?
Well, I mean...
They just opened it up? That's all we know?
It's back open for investigation. What was funny was I saw that Carol Baskin got tricked into doing a Jimmy Fallon interview.
Tricked?
Tricked.
How do you get tricked in the...
Because a couple of guys pretended to be some of Jimmy's producers.
Okay.
He's like, okay, we're getting you set up here. We're getting ready to go on live with Jimmy. You know, here we go. And it was just a couple... It was like guys like us, you know, just hanging out, trying to get people on the show. And they were able to get an interview with her, and she didn't really catch on, which I thought was kind of funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, I don't know.
That's kind of funny.
The whole Tiger King thing, dude, I mean, I watched it straight through. Didn't take a break, and I was just kind of like...
Really? Because it was like over a week I watched it.
There was like, what, 6 episodes? There were like 45 minutes
I could do like
apiece.
2 or 3 back-to-back, and that was like enough for me.
I joined the party a little bit late. Like, everyone was like, have you seen Tiger King yet? And I was like, no, I haven't got to it. And then I was like, fuck it.
Dude, you'd make a good Tiger King for Halloween.
No.
Yeah, you would.
Dude, you think I'm Joe Exotic?
Dude, I was just saying you would make a good one.
That's ridiculous.
You would.
No, I'm not doing that.
You know?
I mean, I dress all flamboyant, and no, I can't do that.
It's not that flamboyant.
Joe Exotic?
He wasn't that flamboyant. Well, I guess his exotic is in his name. So.
What was funny was, and I knew this the second I heard it, his music videos and him singing.
Wasn't him singing.
Wasn't him singing.
No.
I knew that the second I heard it.
Yeah,
there was that one
too.
scene where he's driving in his truck singing along. He's like, I like to sing over my songs.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude,
that's not you.
That's not you, bro. And then it was his first husband or whatever. The guy that had like 3 teeth, who then got it fit. He got his teeth fixed. He looks a lot better now. I can't remember his name. One of the questions that Joel McHale asked him, I don't know if you saw the last episode where they did. It was all remote, where Joel McHale interviewed them remotely, all the characters.
I don't know if I saw it.
And he's like, so was that? You know, he's like, was that really Joe's voice? And he's like, no. He pretty much confirmed what everybody knew, I think.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, come on.
That whole story is crazy, man, and how people obsess with it.
I mean, it's just unnecessary drama. It's people. I mean, but people flock to drama. People want some drama in their lives. They want it to be a little interesting, a little intriguing. What's happening? Why is it so mysterious right now? Oh my God. What role is that person going to play? What's this new information?
People love it.
Dude, they just...
I
got excited just saying what I said, and I didn't say anything.
It's the same reason I've always said all along. You know, you watch all these programs like Hoarders and, you know, my weird addiction, my 600-pound life, all this shit that they have out there. People watch it because they have like this vicarious satisfaction through it. Like, oh, look.
That's not my life.
My life's not quite as bad as this shit, you know?
Exactly.
And that
helps.
It's entertaining.
It does help sometimes. Like, I think that sometimes when I watch that shit, but honestly, sometimes I'll be sitting there, I'm just like, man, thank God I live in Colorado and don't live in a different country with bombs dropping or famines happening or just coups happening.
Could always be worse. It could always be worse.
It could, man. We're fortunate. We're fortunate here.
We're pretty spoiled, I feel like, you know, with all our entertainment and readily available things that we can do. That's you know, it goes back to like us as Americans. We're like, we want it open now, you know, because we're so used to being able to go to sporting events, go to the bars,
exactly,
do whatever we want when we want.
Sports aren't going to be the same.
Sports aren't going to be the same this Sunday.
It's crazy, dude. But
NASCAR's back,
dude. The networks are going to be making a lot more money now.
Huge amounts. Huge. Because here's the thing. Like, look at NASCAR, for example. So this Sunday, I'm stoked. It's been 9 weeks. I can get back into my fantasy. Y'all are going down. Darlington Raceway. Here we go, baby. And that actually I wanted to bring up this story. I read this before I got here tonight. A guy was just arrested in Darlington, South Carolina, because he threatened to blow up Darlington Raceway for the NASCAR race this weekend.
Really?
He threatened to do it. He said, "Fuck that place. I'm not having it." And that was a big story that just broke.
Why are people threatening to do that stuff?
Because people are losing their minds. Domestic violence up 300%.
That's crazy.
Right? Alcoholism up 40-something%.
Relatable.
Porn addiction. Inappropriate things. All this shit is up because people are losing their minds quarantine. Like, are we that? I don't know, man. It makes me question humanity sometimes.
I mean, humanity gets pulled into the darkness, man. Everyone wants to dabble in the dark. Everybody wants to,
it's the dark arts.
Yeah, whatever you consider that, man. And to grow up, you have to experience some of it in some shape or form, I feel like. And you just can't go too deep, man. You need some light in your life, and you have to appreciate things like going on a walk and just looking at flowers, or like, because it's that time of year, a lot of stuff's blooming. It's something to take your mind off crap, or just like sit there and look at the sunset. Try to focus on how the air smells. Hopefully you live in a great area and somewhere where you could have good smells and it doesn't smell like garbage or something. Or like, just try to appreciate the fact that you're able to even think. I mean, if you could do because you could have been born something else like a chameleon or a rattler, and you wouldn't be thinking, you wouldn't be cognizant. You wouldn't even know it's happy. You'd know pain or fear or stuff like that, or yummy, my tummy's full. So it's just kind of interesting, man. You got to put things into perspective.
Yeah, I would agree. And now, more than ever, this has been a time for people to do that. Really reevaluate what's what. What is important? What kind of things are not important? I went on a huge spending spree through all this, all right, because I was fortunate to be making great money and capitalizing on hazard pay and the stimulus and all that. Could have been smarter with it, probably, but I
as long as you had fun, man. You can't take money with you.
No, you can't take it with you.
I did make that purchase that I mentioned last week.
Did you?
I did.
Congratulations.
Excited for my Jumpbox.
You should be excited.
It's just like a little one, but it'll do a V8.
Is your Ford running yet?
I mean, it runs. It just needs a jump.
No, but did you get it running yet?
No, I'm waiting for the Jumpbox.
When's it coming?
Friday.
That'll work.
Yeah. We're going to jump it with the box.
You're really excited about that box.
It's exciting to have. I mean, I've experienced 2 dead batteries in just a little bit of brief time. Like my brother's, his died, and the Jumpbox could have worked there really well.
Well, but his was an alternator, I think.
Yeah, but still, he needed the jump to get moving to the next
fuel.
area.
Yeah, you need a little bit of those amps.
Yeah. So, you have these things that, the Jumpbox, I'll have it forever. And I'll probably use it a handful of times, but every single time I'll have to use it, I'll be like,
I know you are.
I got the tool.
You're going to be excited, dude. I'll be calling you up and be like, bro, I need a charge. And be like, I'm coming.
I'm coming, man.
You're going to be ready.
You don't even need any cables. I'm like, you don't got cables, right? Good, because I got the box.
Got the box. My battery's pretty new. I think that thing's going to last a little while.
Yeah, I got to clean mine off. There's some gunk around.
Some corrosion?
Yeah, I got to.
You got to get one of those wire
brush it.
Yeah, the wire corrosion brushes that go on the terminal. Clean that shit off, dude. Yeah.
That'll help it run better, right?
Well, I mean, it just helps keep the connections a little bit better.
Yeah.
Just a good connection, good battery.
Yeah.
You're always going to run into wintertime. You got the cold cranking amps problem when it gets below, like what happened with my Focus when you came and bailed me out that one day.
It was turning no problem, though. Like during the cold, like while it was really cold out there, I would go out and start it. It would start up.
I still feel like you killed the battery somehow. Because you like to go out there and do phone calls in it.
No, not that often.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. All it takes is that one time you leave a dome light on or the radio on.
I'm not in there pressing buttons.
I don't know, man.
I'm like sitting in there, like finessing the steering wheel. Like, we're going to clean you off one day.
So when you turn the key, what kind of response do you get?
Oh, well, it's just a click, 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 click.
So just...
Yeah, it just needs a little extra.
Yeah.
It's
battery.
Yeah, I know.
But it's like, well, why did it get to that point, Art? Like,
dude, so this...
It wasn't like it got down to -5.
Well, the thing had been kind of hanging out. It's just been kind of hanging out a little bit, delayed on some of this registration because of the corona. And what else do you do, man? The car's chilling. I don't need to drive anywhere. This is literally the 3rd time I've had to leave my house tonight to actually leave and go do... No, it's the 4th time in 2 months.
That's good.
So, like, I haven't had to drive,
It's good to have you back in the studio.
It is good to be back, man. It is good to be back.
Yeah. We'll get that thing. We'll get that old Ford running.
I'll get it running.
She gonna purr like a pony.
She'll be good, man. And it's the Mountaineer, man, the Mercury.
Hey, it's a Ford motor.
She's gonna be fun.
It's a Ford motor.
It's the Limited. I'm gonna put some love into it. I'll drop some money on tires.
You're gonna have to do all that.
I'll pimp it out. I'll maximize that engine because I've sold cars. I understand at this point in time, like I don't need something flashy. I'm trying to get, like I've said many times, trying to get myself right from all my mistakes, and it's just good to have something that I own outright that I could just rely on. And I think it's the one, man.
I think you made a good choice.
The wheels are fun, man. Cars are an interesting thing. We all need one. Now that I'm saying this, everyone's going to start thinking about something that they might want because my girlfriend, she wants a 4Runner, and I'm like kind of talking to her about it. I used to sell cars, so I have a lot of information and ideas how it could work. And probably within the next 3 months, I think we might try to get her one. So, what kind of car are you trying to buy next? Let's keep the auto industry going.
It's going to need it, man. Right now, they're desperate, as you can see.
Yeah.
90 to 180 days, no payment due. 0% financing.
They're really shooting for
1.25% trade-in values. If your car's worth $4,000, we'll give you $6,000 for it, kind of things.
Yeah.
Like they're desperate to get cars sold right now, and I guess rightfully so. People are holding on to their money. It's a pretty crazy time.
So, should we do it like sooner than later? Maybe give it a month
For what?
to try to like trade in her sedan and get a SUV.
Is she really thinking about getting rid of the Honda already?
I mean, it's been 3 years.
Dude, I've had my Focus for, when did I buy that thing? 6 years ago.
But the average person is normally keeping them from like 3 to 5 years.
Let me ask you this.
And you get a better trade-in value right now.
What's wrong with the Honda? Is there anything wrong with it? It runs good.
I mean, aesthetically, it's like tiny bit of hail damage, and that's about it.
I don't know. I mean, that's everybody. I want a pickup truck, right? I want to get back to a truck.
But it's more about like
it's not feasible right now.
Convenience, throwing things in the back.
Right.
She would like that, and if she could afford it,
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one for me because I was talking about this with my girlfriend the other day. I was like, I really want to get back into a pickup truck. I went to my Focus because I was doing over the road travel.
Yeah.
But now it's paid off, and it's like I want to ride it till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
And save money where I can. Sure, I could go take on another $400 truck payment a month. Do I really want to do that when I can buy guns and podcast equipment? No.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's kind of where I'm at. Even though I'm saying, let's support the auto industry and make sure that what kind of car do you want to buy next? Because it's fun to think about. It's fun to look at.
Of course it is.
Wheels are fun. But I also agree with what you're saying too, because I paid for my vehicle outright. The insurance will be less than something that's full coverage, and keep my costs down. You don't need something so flashy. So I agree with both, because you got to run all ideas through your mind, because you could do whichever you want, and a lot of people prefer to have that fresh new whip that they could go ahead and floss around the corner with.
It's always a good feeling to get new stuff. Flashy. Wheels especially. I mean, I look forward to that day, but I'll tell you this, man, I'm going to ride it till the wheels fall off with my car.
Yeah.
For now. I am, it's a Ford. I love Fords. You know me. I'm a Ford man. It'll probably be a Ford pickup, or eventually it's going to be that Mustang.
Mustang?
Yeah.
That's not a truck. You just said a truck.
I know, but I said my Ford truck and then eventually a Mustang.
Oh, okay. See, you're talking a little fast there. I didn't catch it all.
Yeah. That's probably what my plan is with it, but for as much travel as I do, it works, what I have.
It'd be cool to, like, in the back of the Mountaineer, make a little custom bedding thing, like a little frame that you put in there, because when you fold everything down, like the back seats kind of stick up, so you can't like lay flat on that. So like you build something to like make that flat.
So you could sleep in there?
Yeah, so you could just go camping and just sleep out of there. You don't need a tent. You just roll up with like a little, you fill up the back, and then have your little thing to cook with. You have everything that you need, and you just sleep in the Mountaineer. I think that'd be kind of a cool way to camp.
That would be cool.
It'd be easy.
I see a lot of people do that with all kinds of different vehicles. They turn the back of them. You ever seen those? There's like some YouTube videos.
Oh, I'd watch all that.
They turn it like these secret hideaway. Dude, they have flat screen TVs in there. They're laying in there playing, PlayStation or whatever. I mean, they can make it pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, just turn one of those back windows. Do it on the driver's side, because as a driver, you don't really look out of that window. Put a flat screen there or something. Like put up a little rig. That'd be cool.
That would be.
Get like a little tiny solar thing that stays inside and you just put it on top when you park it.
I like it.
That'd be fun, man. I'd be about doing some stuff like that. That'd be a good way to camp. Like going back to what you were saying though in the beginning, like, but how's camping gonna look? You know, how are you gonna even do that?
It's up in the air right now. It really is. You know, like we said, the governor is like, all right, we're still gonna have these restrictions on there, but even when it does go back, like, okay, you guys can camp again.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do it now, so it's gonna be a situation of, are you in a queue to get a ground?
Yeah.
You know, are you gonna roll the dice and go camp
How many weeks
on some national forest land and just kind of take your chances on getting a spot? Because Mark and I have done that a few times.
Yeah.
You know, we'll go up and, okay, here's some national forest. We'll try and find a spot. Hell, remember you, me, and Craig, we went 2-3 years ago to wherever the hell that was. Was it Decker's? Somewhere here in Colorado. Up near Devil's Head.
Yeah.
And that was here's a spot on the side of the road. It wasn't like you had to check in with anybody.
No.
You just found a spot to camp.
Yeah.
And that spot was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
So
there's some traffic coming by, but that was all right.
We need to make it happen again.
Dude, there's something but I'm sleeping out of the mountain air, I feel like.
Do it.
You know, because I'm kind of over, like, I'm, 33 now, so I'm feeling like it's that time, man, where I'm going to have more relaxing camping trips, like not sleeping on the ground. Last
time you and I camped with Craig, we drank a lot.
Yeah.
I felt like we drank so much that, not that we didn't enjoy the wilderness, but we were pretty drunk.
I mean, we're just hanging out.
Craig slept the whole time. Literally the whole time. He was in the chair.
He was chilling.
He had a good time. And then you and I were putting him back, and we were in bed by like 6:30.
I mean, get your sleep, man.
We're doing some rest in the mountains. I always feel so good when I come back from a rested trip in the mountains. You know, every time, like that mountain air, any camping. That's why I'm looking forward to some wild outdoor adventures, man. We're going to be doing some stuff with them.
Hell yeah. Everybody check them out, Mountain Made. .life. You got to always check out Mountain Made. I mean, because they just got things going with the mob. It's fun to look into. What do they have going on? And just keep it moving. We got merch. It's Teespring/DCPC.
Yep, teespring.com/DCPC.
Yeah.
Get your merch over there. Get a hoodie, get a hat, get a sweatshirt. We're on there. Also, check us out at discussioncombustion.com.
Yeah.
You can sign up there. Get included with a lot of great things. Patreon, like we said last week, is kind of
limbo stages.
It's still available if you guys want to donate. We're not going to encourage that at the moment because we're not really providing any bonus content
we
yet.
haven't. Yeah, we gotta sit down and figure out. We just gotta do some planning and figure out with guests too how we're gonna figure that out soon. Kevin and I have been playing it by ear. We're trying to figure out exactly the best way to go about it. I guess it all depends on the confident. I mean, we could probably get a guest in here, and as long as they're okay with the scenario and like how, because we do have hand sanitizer, we clean our hands constantly in here, like so it just all depends, really. It really just all depends.
It all depends, and we're just trying to.
It's all coming. It's all coming, and we're gonna keep thinking about. We're keep moving. We're gonna keep providing content. I think this is a weekly thing. I think we're doing it weekly.
It's week to week, man.
I think so.
We're doing our best, going week to week. I just sanitize. I'm trying to be clean, but you guys are awesome. We really appreciate all the support. Again, discussioncombustion.com. Go ahead and become a member over there. It's free. Get all the good things coming. Teespring.com/DCPC for some merch. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. We're available everywhere. You guys can find us. As you know, YouTube, you can watch us over there if you guys are just listening. Be sure to head to the Discussion Combustion YouTube channel and subscribe so you never miss an episode of Arthur and I sitting here doing our thing.
And we're friends, talking, having a conversation. Sometimes I get nervous when I'm reading the ads. Sometimes things happen that are silly, but it's just organic, and this is what we're going to do. We enjoy doing it. We're going to keep doing it. And we're going to be coming back next week.
We're back next week. Episode 52. As always, we're organic, raw, uncut. That's what DCPC's always been about. We don't cut out the hiccups and the mistakes and the little things here and there, right?
Absolutely.
This is a podcast about everybody and anybody. And right now, it's just Art and I holding it down.
Holding it down. Hopefully, we're interesting enough. If you made it this far, then you might like Kevin and Arthur Rawe.
It's possible. It's very possible. And to our loyal listeners and viewers, we really do appreciate the support because that's, it's great for the show. It helps the visibility. You guys are all a part of it. if you wanted to reach us directly, if any of those social media sites are unavailable to you, also discussioncombustion@gmail.com. Send an email. If you want to get in touch, we do our best to respond.
Yeah.
We both work full time, so we do our best to get to it. You're looking at the producers, the hosts, the editors.
Yeah. 2-man show here.
It's a 2-man show right now. And you know what, man? We have a lot of fun with it. So that's the most
and we're
important
excited.
thing.
We're excited to get some guests in. We got a lineup because we had to cancel some shows. We had to cancel some things. We're gonna get them in here. People are gonna be coming in, and we're setting up some new ones. We'll probably know more within the next 2 weeks. I'd say exactly where we're going with that.
Yeah, just playing it by ear, man. That's all we're doing. I mean, last week we didn't even know if we were going to be here this week, but we are. So that's the plan. We're going to let it rip. Tater Chip, as always.
And believe and achieve your goals out there. Stay strong. Stay safe.
Stay safe. Stay healthy. We appreciate you guys. Trying to bring you guys some content here, for you to enjoy. And keep doing your thing, man. Keep one foot in front of the other. Unemployment's high. I know times can be rough for you guys. Dear condolences to anyone who's lost somebody during this COVID crisis. Obviously terrible, but we will prevail. We will come out stronger than ever of this, guys. I believe it. And that's what we're going to do.
Hell yeah.
See you back here next week for episode 52. Love y'all.